Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a funeral was temporarily put on hold after a man reportedly threatened to shoot the mourners. And Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky is planning to travel the Commonwealth to promote prevention and more.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and a happy Tuesday to you. My name is Amelia Lee here with you on this April 1st, and the time is now 5:30 this morning, which means it's time to check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmal on this first day of April. And Megan, are you as excited as I am that we have finally reached April?
Probably not as excited as you are. I'm a big fan of the month of March. It's one of my favorites. But April's my birth month, so I mean, I guess there's some good things going on with this month, right? Now, one thing that's not going great, in my opinion, are those temperatures outside this morning. We're a little chilly for me. We're mainly sitting in the 30s and 40s. However, this is about what you'd expect this time of year, so I guess we're on track for those temperatures. Here's what you can expect as you head into the afternoon, though. Mainly sitting in the low to mid 60s. Some upper 50s are popping out, but with those mostly sunny skies that we're seeing today, hopefully they'll warm up a little bit and everyone will see that 60-degree mark being hit. Here's what you need to know in terms of rain. We're looking at the live pinpoint Doppler radar this morning, seeing maybe a sprinkle as you're traveling towards Perry County, Knott County, Letcher County, and Harlan. But for the most part, we're looking nice and dry across Appalachia. Not too bad of a start to your day. Here's a look at those next 12 hours, though, as we warm up, seeing the sun as we're heading into the afternoon and evening hours. Amelia?
Thank you, Megan. Well, we're hearing from a man in jail. He's accused of threatening to shoot people at a funeral. Police say Daniel Graber sent a number of threatening text messages to people, then showed up at a Williamsburg funeral home with guns. But Graber says there's a reasonable explanation. WYMT's Phil Pendleton is hearing what police and the suspect are saying.
Daniel Graber was arrested Saturday outside Crowley Funeral Home. Police say that he made threats to his ex-wife, ex-mother-in-law, and others, and was found with a lot of weapons.
Intercept this or intervene because him stopping at these gun stores and making these threats, we believe that something serious was going to happen.
The whole thing was...
But from jail, Graber says he traveled from Illinois simply to take his son to the funeral that he never planned on attending.
There was no intention whatsoever of going to any funeral home and shooting up anybody or causing harm.
According to the police citation, Daniel Graber sent a text message to a relative attending the funeral saying, quote, "You'll regret it." He also told police that he was a member of the CIA and that he was in this area working on a special assignment. When asked about those two allegations, Graber had the same response.
I have no comment on that.
Police say the evidence tells them something bad could have happened.
If you come to Williamsburg and make threats that you're going to harm our community or harm our community, we're going to be ready and we're going to respond appropriately.
I regret even coming down, even for the funeral at all.
After Graber was taken to jail, the funeral continued on without any trouble. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Williamsburg police say when Graber told them he was working for the CIA on special assignment with other law enforcement, he never could produce any documentation or identification to back that up. Well, we have new information about a deadly weekend shooting in Wayne County. Investigators now say the shooting may be connected to the sale of a handgun. KSP says they were called to Cartbell Ridge Road Saturday morning to investigate a man found shot to death. Witnesses say the man, Barry Rayner Rose III, was last seen sitting in a truck with 60-year-old Norman McGuire. Detectives say that's where the handgun sale took place. McGuire was later found inside a house and refused to come out. Officials say his truck was parked outside that home with bloodstains inside. He was arrested and charged with murder. A Pike County woman is in jail after she reportedly assaulted another person with a knife. During the weekend, police were called to a home on 212 Northgate Drive in Pikeville. The victim told police she had a cut wound on her hand and was bleeding. Police were later shown a video of where Catherine Belt was standing over the victim with a knife in her hand. Police later found Belt when she pulled a bloody knife from her pocket. A Tennessee man is facing charges after leading London police on a chase. 33-year-old Nathan Edwards of Deer Lodge, Tennessee, was arrested Saturday night. Police say Edwards was seen driving his vehicle erratically on Interstate 75. After they tried to pull him over, he tried to get away at a high rate of speed, causing damage to his vehicle. He then tried to run from officers into a wooded area.
Our goal is just to make sure that the roadways are safe for everyone, and with the behavior that he was exhibiting, it was paramount that we got him off the road. And
Edwards is facing several charges, including fleeing or invading, operating a vehicle under the influence, possession of a controlled substance, and numerous other traffic-related offenses. He was taken to the Laurel County Detention Center. A Clay County man is in jail after being accused of stealing a vehicle. The incident came about when a sheriff's deputy was investigating a case where some vehicles were stolen out of Laurel and Clay counties. When officers noticed one of the stolen vehicles, they attempted a traffic stop, but the driver sped off at a high rate of speed. Police later arrested Skylar Hubbard after the vehicle was wrecked into a ditch. A Bell County man is now facing charges after DNA evidence linked him to a collision that happened last year. In June 2024, Middlesboro PD responded to the collision at the intersection of Ashbury Avenue and North 19th Street. Police say the driver, Charles Parton, left the scene after the crash, where witnesses reported that one vehicle hit another. Blood that was discovered from the site was sent to KSP's forensic lab. A man wanted by authorities out of North Carolina was arrested in Wayne County, West Virginia. Canova police arrested Tony Spalding during the weekend at a convenience store in Canova. Police say Spalding was wanted out of Greensboro, North Carolina on multiple felony counts of robbery with a dangerous weapon. A man is facing charges after being accused of firing a gun at an apartment complex in Bell County. Deputies with the sheriff's office received a call about the incident on Sunday in the Ferndale community. They identified the suspect as 63-year-old Michael Cooper. Police later obtained video of the incident showing that Cooper pointed the gun at the building across from his home prior to it going off. Ahead of April 1st, Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky kicked off Child Abuse Prevention Month. Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky announced a new program called 120 Counties in 120 days. The organization plans to visit every county in Kentucky during that time frame to promote awareness and prevention. Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky is getting a $50,000 donation from WellCare of Kentucky for this new campaign.
We want to work with our partners, long-standing and new, to ensure that families are aware of resources they can access in their communities.
This year, the governor signed 2 bills on this subject. One requires school coaches to report abuse, neglect, and other concerns. Another bill requires more online platforms to be subject to a subpoena for evidence purposes. Appalachian Regional Healthcare is hosting an event aimed at raising awareness about sexual abuse and violence. The event is known as Take Back the Night. It will be from 6 until 8 on Friday at the Middlesboro Community Center. Officials with ARH say the event will allow folks to connect with counselors as well as learn about self-defense techniques. Lawmakers continue to celebrate bills being signed into law by Governor Andy Beshear. One of those bills includes House Bill 544. The bill significantly expands and consolidates disaster relief funding mechanisms by creating the SAFE Fund. With the bill being signed into law, the bill doubles the overall funding cap from $50 million annually to $100 million. The SAFE Fund was named after the Federal Disaster Declaration Code for the recent flooding in Kentucky. And here is part of a statement from Senate President and Eastern Kentucky native Robert Stivers about the funding being approved for flood relief. Quote, "My focus remains on ensuring needed resources, $100 million, are made available to the communities counting on us. I'm grateful to my colleagues in the Senate and the House for coming together to make this happen." A new candidate announced she is running for the Senate seat being vacated by Senator Mitch McConnell. Colonel Pamela Stevenson, the current Democratic Kentucky House Minority Floor Leader, officially launched her campaign for U.S. Senate. She's a veteran and unsuccessfully ran for Attorney General in 2023. On the Republican side, former Attorney General and gubernatorial candidate Daniel Cameron announced that he would be running, while Congressman Andy Barr has said he would contemplate it as well. When we return, folks preparing for their Easter egg hunt are wary of how high prices might rise for the shelled delicacy.
And you could expect mostly sunny skies today, but more rain and storm chances are on the way.